Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. Your monthly subscriptions mean the world to me. They keep the channel going. They keep this free content available for everybody else. So you guys are a vital part of this channel. So I want to say thank you again to those of you that send me decks off of my Amazon wish list. Thank you for that. That also creates content for not only me, but the viewers. So I greatly appreciate that. And so just a shout out to all of you. We are, this is a broad spectrum reading for all signs. It's our daily reading. It is originally created for the end of the month, Wednesday, June 30th, guys. I can't believe June is already gone. It is not solely set for that date. If you are seeing it on a date that's not June 30th, that's okay. It might be that you're ready for the message that is contained within this video. So keep an open mind. If it's shown up in your feed or you've stumbled across it, it might be time for you to do a little more stumbling. Keep on watching. But for those of you that regularly watch with me, I will be building upon the cards that we've seen previous this week and the underpinning energy from Sunday's reading. That reading can be found in the lower left-hand corner of at the end of this video. So if you're interested in referencing that to see where I'm talking about. If you do enjoy the channel, please, or the reading that you're watching, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me a great deal. And consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. I go live on Sundays and also usually when I'm doing the monthly taroscopes, things like that, and then there might be one-offs that I do randomly when I feel inspired to do so. So hit that notification bell so you get notified when I'm live or when a new video gets put up. And let's get into this. So let me see here. Please also check out the drop-down menu. In there is some house rules, things I want you to consider while utilizing any of my videos, and also all the information on how to get a hold of me, how to get a private reading, all of that stuff is in there. So you can check that out. And check out my link tree, which has links to everything you need. My PayPal account, my Facebook business page, my Amazon wish list, all of that stuff is there. Okay? Thank you so much, and let's get into this. So we have this morning the King of Cups. I'll take it. This is a beautiful healing card for the midweek, right? The King of Raphael. Raphael is associated with healing. He is the Archangel of healing. King of Cups is warm, generous, honorable, and refined. It says, yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. This is a rather sexy King of Cups, if I do say so myself. He's kind of giving me a little bit like if Hugh Jackman and Chris Pratt had a baby. Hello. Giving me a little bit of Wolverine in the Jurassic Park universe. Anyways, so that's just me and my perverted self, I guess. All right, so let's see. The King of Cups to me is a very, I think, emotionally available, compassionate, loving card, right? He can sometimes be a little bit overly emotional, but it's never usually a bad thing, right? When I look at this, I love that it says it is safe to trust, because yesterday we had that death card, right? And we also have a bit of other cards from Sunday's reading earlier in the week, right, that underpins this energy where we need to trust, i.e. that Hanged Man card, that's the end of the week card. And we're now in the midweek, which would be the Eight of Pentacles. But this kind of, to me, feels like the signifying of the shifting towards the Pisces aspect of the Hanged Man, and that trust in knowing that whatever it is that we need, whatever it is that like sort of enlightenment that comes with the card, the Hanged Man, it will come to us if we're, you know, in a state of compassion, in a state of gratitude, in a state of sort of care for either ourselves or those around us. That would definitely all be sort of King of Cups qualities, right? The King of Cups is, he's kind, he's generous, he's all of those sort of things. So ideally, either we should be this way, right, towards others or ourselves, certainly, or we might find situations that we find ourselves in today that should be kind and generous to us. And it's okay to trust those situations. Not everybody that's kind to us, or not every situation that does us a solid, so to speak, is out to get repayment, or, you know, sometimes it's nice to be able to just learn how to accept assistance, help, guidance, all of that from an outside source, and understand that we're deserving of it, right? You know, I have, in particular, I have a neighbor that's been helping me quite a bit lately. And it's been funny because his assistance that he does out of the kindness of his heart is, it's weird because it makes me sort of feel uncomfortable when I receive it, right? But what I've found is that the more that I allow him to help me and just to be kind to me, and he gets kind of funny about it too. He's like sort of not pushy, but he's like, when I say something about, oh, well, you've helped me a lot this week, he's be like, I don't mind. And he gets kind of mad that I get self-conscious about it. It's really funny. And I have to remind myself that maybe I should just let him help me and that it's okay to request help, if that makes sense, or to receive help. That sometimes it can be not only about me getting the help, but also allowing them to fulfill a role, right? I mean, when I think about how the whole purpose of this channel is to help others, right? And when I get a response back from you guys as to your enjoyment of the channel or how the reading has affected you in a positive way, I feel like I'm serving a purpose. I feel like I'm doing something ideally more with my life than what I normally would be. And that is worth its weight in gold, so to speak, right? And so when I look at this King of Cups, to me, it's about that emotional connectivity to who we are, where we are at, how we feel, right? And the warmness, the awareness, to me, there's a skill, right, in being in our emotions and being able to allow them to be, they're not necessarily perfect. I mean, we look at these waves crashing over him. It doesn't mean that they're bad. We have calm waters back here, but every so often there is waves, and there are, emotions can be sort of fluid, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Hard to contain, right? And so the King of Cups, though, he knows how to ebb and flow with all of that. He knows how to work within that. He's not afraid of that, right? He embraces all of it, not only within himself, but within others around him. He almost honors that aspect of people, right? And so that creates a safe space for them. And so I love that he's here today, because he should bring in a nicely connected, emotionally connected, I should say, a nicely emotionally connected midweek point where ideally all of that balance that we were hopefully finding within the Temperance card in the early part of the week has now brought us to this state of feeling emotionally in a good place and ready to kind of take on the day or the rest of this week. He would definitely be the harbinger or the signifier for that Hanged Man energy coming, because he's certainly the highest representative of the court cards of the water variety. So he's kind of laying the path or opening the door for that Hanged Man to come in. That profound sort of awareness, knowledge, enlightenment that we are going to hopefully experience this week, or we may be experiencing it in next week, but it's coming, right? So allow it to show up for us. Let's see what the Energy Oracle has to say. Oh, interesting. Card number 8. This is indecision. And so we have two different paths here, and it's like Little Red Riding Hood, right? But there's two different signs. 8's about maintaining balance to me, or creating more balance. The indecision to me, there could be... Actually, you know what? This indecision card kind of gives me that Hanged Man vibes. And the reason why I say that is when I look at the two different paths, and then I think about the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is the two fish. There's two dualities in the zodiac. There's the sign of Pisces and the sign of Gemini. Gemini is represented by the twins, and Pisces is represented by the two fish swimming in different directions. And when I look at these two pathways that Little Red Riding Hood is sort of looking at, that reminds me of the two fish swimming in different directions. And then when I think about the fluidity of the King of Cups and what he represents, there is an opportunity here where we could either be paying attention to the calm seas or to the rocky, tide breaks, right, that feel tumultuous. There is quite possibly a decision at hand as to which way to go, what to focus on, what to choose for some of us today. And I think that we need to use our best, highest version of our emotional self to kind of make an educated and intelligent decision, one that's based in our emotions, but to not allow our emotions to sort of take over or cloud our vision that we saw yesterday. We saw that vision, right? That stone vision. And remember that stone for the week, the grounding stone for the week is that truth. The truth lies in maybe which path we choose, or which perspective we take, which vision we feed or energize or give agency to in our life right now, right? Are we choosing to be happy, or are we choosing to be miserable, right? The fluidity of the water of the King of Cups will bring about any of those emotions, right? He can bring about sadness and depression, or he can bring about happiness and joy. It's really sort of whatever we allow to flow in there. Water is that water will erode away rock. It kind of works its way around whatever it comes in contact with. So we have to be aware of that today and careful. I think that the 8 to me signifies that we want to find that balance within ourselves. We need to do that emotionally so that we can make a decision or choose a path, choose a perspective, choose a viewpoint, and then cultivate that viewpoint or nurture that viewpoint, that perspective, that choice, and continue down that path, right? I think too that I'm not like surprised that we see this indecision with that death card from yesterday. Some of you, this indecision card could be you still kind of getting comfortable with the idea of the change that may be taking place in the midst of the peace card that we saw yesterday, right? You know, sometimes we're used to our life being at a fever pitch and things being stressful. And so we don't know what to do with ourselves when we let go of that stress. So let's look at the grounding stone and see what we need to be grounding in today. And here we go. So it's on marble, and the word today is respect. RESPECT. Get it for me, Miss Franklin. So respecting ourselves, our emotions, what's truly going on deep down inside of us would be first and foremost. Grounding in that and allowing that to be an indicator of where we're at. There's, talk, when you listen to sort of the art of allowing or the teachings of Abraham, it's always like the emotions are kind of the vibrational indicator of whether or not we're in alignment with whatever it is that we want, or whatever it is that we're choosing, whatever it is that we're going after. And so I think sort of this idea of respecting sort of where we're at emotionally, that's why the King of Cups shows up today. He's trying to show us how we're feeling. He's trying to connect us to our feelings. He's trying to maybe rearrange our feelings to a state that's more positive and better so that we can make a clearer decision. We also need to understand and respect the importance of not only those emotions, but how we use them, how we allow them to educate or influence our decisions. That our emotional well-being is really an important aspect to all of this. That's also why this is the King of Raphael. Raphael is associated with healing. And so to me, our emotional state is what creates dis-ease, right? And when we have our emotional state be in ease, we have less problems within the body, if that makes sense, like at a physical level. So I feel like this respect, or this idea, this could be respecting the truth that we need to find this week, or that we're seeking within ourselves this week. This could also be respecting the vision that we saw yesterday. We saw a miracle the day before that, right? Respecting all of those things, all of those connections, our connections to spirit, our connections to our emotions. All of those things are important, and we want to bring them into alignment so that we can better make whatever this decision is, this choice, choosing the path that respects us, even, respects our higher self, our existence, our purpose for being here. I hope that makes sense. I think that it does. I think that grounding in that respect, not only do we show ourselves that respect by trying to check in with our emotions today and maintain a high level of emotional maturity. That would be the King of Cups here. But also respecting others around us will help too. So that is your forecast for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It should be a very powerful day, and Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. Join me tomorrow to see how this ebbs and flows and changes, and I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.